Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a crow oracle for the collective for today. Today is Monday, November 17th, 2025. You may follow me on the the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We absolutely love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle by M.J. Cullinane. You can get that anywhere. You can get that at Amazon. You can get that at hayhouse.com. You can get that probably, M.J. Cullinane probably has their own page where they sell it. Anywhere. I've seen it at health and wellness fairs. I saw it at the Renaissance Fair. Literally anywhere. Hope everybody is enjoying the start to their week. I had a pretty good day. Slightly boring, but all in all, a good day. We got one on the table. Ooh, two on the table. Three on the table. Three on the table, one upside down. Let's do two more shuffles. Four on the table. One upside down. Last shuffle. I decided I watched John Candy movies on Saturday night. Last night I watched some random movies and a little bit of Seinfeld. I decided tonight I'm going to watch the documentary about John Candy that his children did of him. I know I'm going to cry my eyes out. I know it. I'm going to bawl like a baby. Like a little baby. I'm going to put that on the box. We got 5 with bottom of the deck. It's fine. I cry all the time. I'm very emotional. You would think I was the Pisces, but I'm not. I do have Cancer and Scorpio in my chart, though, so there you go. All right. Sorry if I keep licking my lips. I should have put some Carmex on there before I came in here, but they're all chapped. We got Fear. It's from the wind, I think. Sacred Space. We've got Anomaly in Reverse. We've got Battle. And then bottom of the deck, Warning. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So when the Fear card and the Sacred Space card came out, my first instinct was to say that was really to say that somebody has a fear of somebody like taking what's theirs, okay? With the Sacred Space, or what they consider to be theirs, whether it's really theirs or not. Okay, so a couple things here. Somebody has this fear that somebody's going to take something of theirs, okay? With the Anomaly card, this person is not one of a kind. What they have that they don't want other people to take is not one of a kind. It's nothing new, unique. The whole idea of the situation of somebody being fearful of somebody taking, what's theirs, that's not unique. We have lived these situations for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, right? How many times in my lifetime, in this lifetime, on this timeline, has somebody tried to take something that I thought was mine? And I'm not even necessarily talking like a lover or a friend. Like, my bookmark disappeared when I was a teenager. One of my friends took it, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I just lost it. I don't know. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, and how many times has that happened to anybody else in the world? That you thought somebody took something of a value of yours? Because I've had that happen a lot throughout my life. Do I necessarily have proof that somebody stole something of mine? No. Oh, did I tell you guys about that? I feel like if I told you it was recently, but maybe I didn't tell you guys about it. Okay, from the time I started school, we're talking kindergarten, pre-K, whatever the heck, to the time I graduated in high school, I was bullied. My whole school existence, I was bullied. I think when I was really young, people just thought I was an easy mark. And as I got older and I started to gain weight, people were bullying me because I was fat. They called me fat. Boys would literally like flirt with me and talk to me and stuff. And then when other boys and girls were looking, they would bully me and call me fat. Right? I'm sure people have experienced that. I'm sure women specifically have experienced things like that. Kind of like, the old story where, the boy pulls on your pigtails because he likes you, right? I mean, same thing for bullying. They say stupid shit because really on the inside they have a crush on you, but they're afraid to say it because their friends are like, ew, you have a crush on that? Maybe you have a crush on them because of their personality and not the way that they look, right? I so when I was a kid, I slapped a girl probably when I was like 7 or 8, maybe 9, but I don't think that old. Probably like 7 or 8. I was sitting down. It was our library, which was really just like 2 rooms, 2 classrooms put together at the time, because we had a pretty small school at the time. Um, it's technically still grade school. And I was sitting down at one of the tables because the whole class had gone in. Grabbed a seat, I'm sitting at the tables, and I think I had a book because we were supposed to pick out a book to check out, to take home to read, but they usually gave us like a half an hour or something. You could sit there and read, or you could talk to your friends, whatever. This girl who, like, I had kind of thought we were friends, but she was an asshole. Her name was Sharon, and I can't remember her last name, but she came up to me and told me to get out of the seat. She's like, "That's my seat." And I looked at her and I said, "Well, if it was your seat, you'd be sitting in it. Like, I've been sitting here for like the last 5 minutes, minding my own business. The only one at the table, minding my own business, looking at this book." She's like, "Well, I want my seat. Or, get up and get out of my seat, or I'm going to tell the teacher." And I literally got up out of my seat and I slapped her across the face. And she went and told the teacher, and I got in trouble. And I didn't give a shit. I did not give two shits. I thought, who the hell do you think you are to go up to another kid and be like, "Oh, I'm the boss of you. Get out of my seat." It's not your seat. Go sit somewhere else. There were probably like 20 tables in there with 4 chairs apiece. Like, go sit somewhere else. Oh, she was a nightmare. I think she was spoiled rotten. I think her mom and her dad raised her that way because I think she had like one little brother, and she was just a nightmare. She was always a nightmare. Um, Very pretty girl though. And then when I was a senior in high school, I was taking an art class, and there was a junior in there, and I had a crush on him, and he had a crush on me, and we always sat together. And it was weird because I think we had technically assigned seating. I don't know why the teacher did that, but him and I were the only ones at like the last table. And I can't remember the reasoning, but I'm pretty sure it was assigned. And him and I became friends, and I liked him and he liked me. Okay. I don't even know that it was technically romantic, but like we just liked each other. Like I looked forward to seeing him in class. And I think it was my last class of the day. It was like our last class of the day. Well, the teacher had another kid come in and she put him at our table. So it was the three of us. And I knew the other kid. I don't remember if he was in the same grade as me or if he was a year younger than me, but I knew the other kid and had talked to him before. So I don't know what the deal was. If the other guy got jealous because I was talking to the new guy who I knew, or if the other guy was egging him on and he just thought he was being funny, but he started calling me fat. And he did it more than once, and he did it more than, one day, right? So finally I just up and I just had it one day and I slapped him across the face. And he just stared at me like he was shocked. And I said, what? I said, what are you going to do about it? I said, and I was, 17 at the time. I had yet turned 18. I was getting ready to graduate. It was my last year. I literally said to him, I said, you treat people like that? I said, I thought we were friends. And he's like, oh, like he was starting to stutter. And I said, you know what? Never mind. I said, from now on, we're classmates. We share a table. I said, I don't want to have anything to do with you. I said, I'll be polite. I'll be kind. I'll be nice. I said, but don't talk to me. And that was it. I talked to the other kid. I would not talk to him. And yeah, it was what it was. Maybe that was really my first instance of being a badass. Because I mean, like you, especially back then, like I put up with a lot of shit as a kid, a lot of abuse, a lot of taunting, a lot of bullying. So when I say that you really had to piss me off, you really had to push my buttons to get me to do that. And now I'm more mellow. Now, like when people make comments, like you're not even worth my time. Like I wouldn't even look twice at you, But back then, like it took a lot to push my buttons and get me that pissed off. And I think I've told you guys before, when I get angry, I literally see red. Like I don't see anything but a red screen. And I don't have it happen that often. Not that often at all. Probably only like maybe 5 times in my whole lifetime, my whole 45 years here. But yeah. Anyway, that was just my little story. But anywho, that was like the example of nothing. But whoever this is, it's like a fear of somebody taking something of theirs. The thing is the whole thing comes off as not unique, right? Like I just said, like everybody on the planet has probably experienced this type of life situation before. I think whatever this person is afraid of being stolen is not unique either. Whether it's an item, whether it's a person, this person is literally ready to go to battle for this. Like I'm gonna. Okay, let me give you another example, and this is good, and this is something you'll understand because I'm going to relate it to relationships. So let's say I have a boyfriend, Steve, and he is completely unremarkable. Like a woman would probably look at him and be like, I don't know why you would want to be with him. Like you're so far above him, right? But I would have it in me, the thought in me that he's amazing and he's great. And I have to protect our relationship at all costs because God forbid he look at another woman or a man and want to go in their direction. Oh my God. No, I got to hold on to Steve. I got to keep him like he's the best. He's the best I could do. Like this is it, right? I'm scared I'm going to lose him. Like I got to hold on to him. I would literally fight another woman or a man for him, right? Like he's that great. When in reality, like I said, another person would look at him and be like, he ain't shit. He ain't nothing. Like, why are you fighting over this dude? He has no job. He has no home. Like he's got 20 kids. Like it's something like that. Like it's where somebody like literally thinks like I would fight to the death for this situation, this person. And everybody else would look at this person and be like, what are you fighting for? Like, you think that is worth it? You think this person is worth it? And it could also be too, because with the warning card there at the end, like let's say, and this is another example, let's say I meet this woman, right? And we become really good friends. And then she introduces me to her husband. And I just think, okay, they're a married couple, that's her husband, whatever. Let's say the husband is interested in me. I don't reciprocate that. I don't flirt with him, whatever. But the wife notices, and the wife is like, "Oh no, you're not staking a claim on my guy. Like, I'm gonna protect my relationship at all costs. I'm gonna be with this guy for the rest of my life. Like, back the fuck up." Even though, like, I'm not at all interested, she's gonna put it out there like, "Hey, stay the fuck away from my man. He's my man. He's the best. Like, I'll fight to the death for him," kind of thing. Like, somebody might actually get like a warning, you know? Like I meet this woman's husband and realize he's flirting with me, but I don't say anything because what do I care? He's not my husband, and he's not my friend, and I only see him like once every 6 months. What do I care, right? But like I said, the wife notices, and then the wife starts to act differently. That happens a lot too. That happens a lot too. When women and or men think you're trying to stake a claim on something that's theirs, they get all like freaky about it, right? Even though you might not even care, you know? Somebody might get like a warning, like a nudge, like an intuitive nudge, like a gut feeling, like, oh, so and so doesn't want me hanging out with. Let me give you another example. And this happened at work, okay? And if you subscribe, I fell in love with a younger guy at work. I haven't talked to him. I haven't had any contact with him since July, y'all. The only time I ever talk to him is when I say thank you, when he like fills my cart or he lifts the gate so I can walk through the gate, then I'll say thank you. Otherwise, I don't talk to him. Not since July. 2 weeks ago, I was at my pick station and I had this lovely other lovely gentleman next to me, younger than me, but not too much younger than me. Next to me was my best buddy, my girl. And then next to her was one of the girls that I think might possibly have something going on with the guy that I was in love with. Maybe. I don't know. I was talking to the guy next to me. Okay. He was on leave for like 2-3 months because he hurt himself. Not at work, but like a private injury. He got at home. He re-hurt himself. So he was gone for like 2 or 3 months. He came back. Okay. I think in August, he came back. Maybe like end of August. He normally runs the machines for when we do the RAM pack stuff, which is where you pick items into a box and then it gets sent upstairs and a machine packs it. Like puts the lid on it, puts the label on it and everything. A human doesn't do that. He usually runs those machines, but for whatever reason this day, they gave him a break and he was down there picking next to me. And we were picking normal stuff. We weren't picking RAM pack. Him and I talked pretty much on and off all day, like steady conversation. And I've talked to him before. He's a nice guy, good looking guy. Like I said, I think I'm 45. I think he just turned 39, I want to say. Either 38, 39, 40, something like that. So he's a little bit younger. But very nice guy, good looking, very polite. He's very close to his mom and his sister and I think his nephew. His father passed away a few years ago. Pretty much sticks to himself. The thing is the woman next to my best buddy who was next to me, who might or might not have something going on with the guy that I was in love with, she flirts with him. The guy that I was talking to, the guy that was next to me. Like It's like Peyton Place there. If you know what Peyton Place is, it's like Peyton Place. This is why I I absolutely loathe the fact that I fell in love with a guy at work, because he has probably been in love with every woman in our department. You know what I mean? Like everybody like chases everybody, and it's just like it's an incestuous thing, right? Whether they're all sleeping together or not, it doesn't even matter. It just seems like it, you know? And sometimes it can be very distracting, which is why I always told myself I was never going to date anybody in the workplace. Anywho, she flirts with him. A bunch of the young girls flirt with him. He flirts back, you know. He's not married. He's no kids, you know. He has his own home. He lives on his own. He takes care of himself. Like he's an eligible bachelor, you know. He's single. He can do whatever he wants. He was talking to me, and we were just having normal conversations. We weren't talking any funny business, nothing like that. Like we just had normal conversation. But we both like to laugh. So, you know, we were telling jokes and stuff like that. Like towards the end of the day, she comes over and she's like, "What's going on here?" And you know, it's kind of like she was trying to like stake her claim, because she had some kind of fear that like I was going to take her, you know, her main flirting buddy away from her. And it's like, honey, she's not married, but she's been with her partner, her male partner, for like 15, 16 years. Their daughter is like 13, 14. Their son is like 10 or 12. Like, if you're unhappy in your relationship, leave it. Otherwise, you've been with this guy for 15 years. Why are you flirting with every single guy in the warehouse? Like, make it make sense. And why are you trying to stake a claim on a guy who is really just your coworker? Like, he's not your boyfriend. He's nothing. Technically, he's nothing. And it just, it resonates. Like, whatever this situation in, it reminds me of that moment. And again, like it happened 2 weeks ago. Like she literally comes over, like she's trying to stake some kind of claim on him. And I didn't say anything. You know, I didn't say anything. But I was literally thinking, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just his friend. Like, never in a million years would I ever think that he would be interested in me, ever. He would have to literally conk me over the head with like a mallet and be like, Kim, I'm in love with you. Because I would never guess in a million years. Because again, he flirts with her and he flirts with a bunch of the other girls in the department. So, like, never in a million years would I even think he'd be interested in me. And it's not because I think he's a player per se. It's just because I think he just likes being single until he really finds like the one he wants, you know? Like whoever he's looking for. But the fact that she got kind of an attitude like him and I should not have been talking is ridiculous, because we're coworkers. We're kind of like co-work friends, you know? Like I don't consider him a friend, but you know, like I don't mind talking to him. I talk to him all the time. I talked to him today actually for a little bit. Um it's just none of her business. Like I don't come up to them when they're talking and be like, "Hey, why are you talking to him?" You know? Who cares? Everybody in the department talks to everybody. Like just let it go. And I thought it was funny because like personally, like I can't win. Like you think I'm trying to steal your fake boyfriend. You're mad at me because I fell in love with some guy who I don't even have anything to do with them. You're with him, you're not with him. I don't know what you're doing. Like people get mad at me for every little thing I do there. And I literally am just trying to go to work and do my job and go home. So I don't have to, you know, like I don't want to put in more effort there than I have to. And I don't want to have to put in more thought than I have to. But it never fails to amaze me when people try to stake some type of claim on another person, on a situation, and they just have like no absolute right to do that. And it's like it's rude. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like in the cards, if somebody's trying to protect something out of fear because they don't want somebody else to have it, but people are looking at it and going, "Well, that's not that's special anyway, like who cares? Then why would you waste your time being worried about it? You know? Because whoever this is, it just very much gives like wasting their time, you know? It would be like, okay, this is a dumb example, but it's kind of funny. Like, I share an apartment with 3 other women, and this woman buys a dozen eggs. And none of us eat eggs except for her. But every day she's going into the fridge 10 times a day. Are my eggs still there? Are my eggs still there? Meanwhile, we're standing there laughing because we're like, we don't like your eggs. We don't like any eggs. You know, it kind of gives like that kind of vibe, like somebody's trying to protect something out of fear that they don't really need to protect. Like, what are you protecting? Like, if I don't eat eggs and the other 2 girls don't eat eggs, then you don't need to check on your eggs. Like, they're there, you know? Does that make sense? I tried to give you as many examples as I could. Because again, it could be a relationship. It could be somebody trying to protect a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a lovers. It could be a friendship. It could be, like I said, somebody trying to protect a personal possession. Like I was talking about my bookmark, right? Like it could be anything. But it gives, and I don't want to sound mean, but it gives like delusion. Like, I don't want your bookmark, like nobody wants your bookmark. Like, you don't need to be fearful that somebody's going to steal it. Why would anybody steal that? And I feel like like I said, I feel like somebody's going to get like a little nudge, a little intuitive feeling, and they're going to realize like so and so thinks that I'm trying to take their purse. So and so thinks I'm trying to steal their man. So and so thinks I'm trying to take their bag of popcorn. Like, I'm not even, you know? Like, somebody's going to get, like, a little warning. Like, I feel like a feeling. And be like, me personally, and I've told you guys, like, when I get those intuitive nudges, those gut feelings, like, I go with them. I go with them. Because I want more of them. I want more of them when I need them. Does that make sense? Like, if I get into a situation and I need protection, I want that intuitive gut feeling like, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't go there. Don't go out with that person. Don't get into that car, right? Like, I want those nudges. You're not going to get them unless you follow your gut. You have to follow your gut every time. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I feel like God is fucking with us. I do. I mean, I was the one that got the intuitive nudges that my friend was trying to shack up with the guy that I was in love with, and that's why I confronted her and I said something. I still don't know to this day if there was anything there or not. I'm pretty sure there's not now, but was there then? Maybe. I don't know. And even if I'm wrong, even that if that intuitive nudge really wasn't an intuitive nudge, and like I still followed what I felt. Like I still followed what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and I'm not going to regret that. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the more often you go with that, the more in tune it's going to become. And you're going to get those little nudges when you really need them. Does that make sense? That makes sense. That's common sense, right? All right, I'm going to leave it here because I've rambled on long enough. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.